Good afternoon and welcome to the Alliance Against the Northern Pass, Orange People's News Update. My name is George.
And I'm Heather, and that's George is behind the camera today because that's what he needs to do. And today we're joined with Bob Baker, and he's coming to talk to us. He came in today to talk to us about what's going on with PSNH trying to buy land for the Northern Pass on the northern part of New Hampshire. So, Bob, would you like to start off by telling us what you think is going on with the attempts for PSNH to buy land for the Northern Pass?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. The opposition in northern Coos County is very broad. There's many, many people who are opposed to the transmission line. And because of those contacts with neighbors and friends up there, and we virtually are all neighbors and friends. I live in Columbia, but I've got friends in all the towns in northern Coos. We've been able to network, and we understand what's going on there. And when Northern Pass tells you that they've almost got the route in northern Coos, I can tell you with certainty that that is not correct. There are many, many landowners holding out. Now, Northern Pass has spread a lot of money around in the North Country, and there are people who have sold their land outright. Some have sold easements, some have sold options to purchase. But these scattered purchases by Northern Pass entities that are affiliated with PSNH, and we know what they're going to be used for. They're trying to put them together to make a new route in the North Country. They're not connected. They're disparate pieces. Somebody up there said it's like trying to put together a jigsaw puzzle and you find you've got 15 missing pieces. So there's a lot of problems. At this point, I'm quite certain from what I've learned from the folks up there, and some people I've talked to directly, that they can't even get across the Connecticut River from Pittsburgh into Clarksville. And there are many other problems for them between there and Dixville, not the least of which is having the door slammed in their face by the Balsams' sale of the conservation easement to the Forest Society, the Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forests. And that has been probably a big changer in attitude up there has been caused by that, because the people see that there is hope. There is money to stop it. And there are powerful interests in the state that are aligned with them.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because there are definitely two different attitudes. One is one with hope, and then there's another attitude that says, well, they're just going to do it anyway. And, you know, if I don't sell my land, it's going to be, you know, taken away, or, you know, they'll come in and do what they have to do somehow. So what do you have to say to those people?
Well, first of all, the Northern Pass is intent on creating the impression that they're going to get this thing through regardless.
Okay.
And I believe that that is a hope that they have. I certainly believe it's a hope, but I also believe that they have no basis for making that claim at this point. They don't have the ability to use eminent domain for this project as constructed. They say they're going to rejigger it and retool it and come back later, but that's many years from now. That's not something that's going to happen overnight. And if they do come back, I believe the opposition will be even stronger. This proposal to put these towers and transmission lines through some of the most beautiful countryside that we have in New Hampshire is inconsistent with our heart, our soul, our makeup. Our land is ours to do with as we want, and we don't want this transmission line. And the resolve of people in the North Country is pretty impressive, and it's been helped by all of the opposition up and down the line along the existing right-of-way. The other thing Northern Pass says is they'll say, oh, we've got 85% of the line already taken care of. Well, yeah, they do. They have all these easement areas down below. And that's much greater proportion of the proposed transmission line than the 40 to 50 miles in the North Country that they need to purchase.
Right.
But they're not having the kind of success that they would like you to believe in the North Country. And I believe that there are committed landowners in northern New Hampshire who will not sell for any price.
That is just music to my ears. Now, with that being said, and we talked about changing the whole game with, if FERC changes their laws, and you're saying that would be many years from now?
I would say that at a minimum, we're talking about 2.5 to 3 years. It could be 10.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Okay.
think about how your government agencies work and how
Yeah.
these institutions work. They work slowly. All of the states in New England would have to participate in one way, shape, or form in changing the game. And each state has its own interest. And I would hope that the state of New Hampshire would take a position that is consistent with the majority of people in the state. And the majority of people in the state, the vast majority, disapprove of this transmission line as it's proposed. If they came underground, I understand there might be some less opposition. I personally wouldn't like to see that either, but that's for other reasons other than
Right.
the scenery and the environment. I think we should keep our energy development in country, keep the jobs here, and not support jobs overseas or out of the country.
I couldn't agree with you more. And that's where I have an issue with having that line come in and claiming that there are going to be so many jobs when it's actually going to take away from what we could do on a local level.
Well,
to
that's
produce our
another,
own energy.
yeah, that's another overblown representation by Northern Pass, that there will be 1,200 jobs per year for 3 years. That is disproven by the latest study, which I think indicates it's less than half that, really.
That's right.
And we know that the high-level, technical, good-paying jobs that are involved in the construction of a high-voltage direct current transmission line and converter station, most of that talent doesn't live here. It'll come from out of state. And I think if you asked Northern Pass, and they were honest, they would tell you a lot of that employment is going to go to people in Canada who do this all the time.
That's right. That's right. So, that being said, I have to give credit to these landowners, once again, that are holding out, because they are the embodiment of the true will of New Hampshire. Holding out is exactly what we need to see, and not giving in to the thought that, oh, well, they're going to do it anyway.
Well, I'm reasonably confident that we have those landowners in the North Country and that Northern Pass won't be able to stitch together an alternative route. They know that the original route that they constructed through Coas, the first 40 or 45 miles from Pittsburgh down to Groveton, is filled with problems for them. I represent many of those people as an attorney,
Okay.
and those people are equally committed to not selling.
Okay.
And others in the area have formed groups who have vowed that they will never sell. And I believe them. I believe them. I know that money is a great persuader, and gosh, there's nothing wrong with that. But there are some things in New Hampshire, some things in life that we value more than money, and it is our land.
That's right. I mean, it would be like owning a piece in the Caribbean and then having transmission towers go through the Caribbean and expecting tourists to keep coming to the Caribbean. You know, in my mind, when I see the North Country and I see what we stand for and what we're trying to preserve as far as, you know, the scenery, the beauty of the scenery, and our tourist economy.
Right. Well, it's similar, but it's even stronger than that. The land and the countryside have been walked and enjoyed and hunted and fished for generation upon generation. I'm new. I moved to the North Country about 12 years ago. I built a house over the course of a few years before that. But in that short time, in 12 years, I have come to absolutely love the land. Walking that land, fishing. I'm not a hunter, but a lot of my neighbors are. Hunting. These are the rhythms of life up there. And the transmission towers and high voltage direct current line would change our image of who we are. And that, I believe, the people are not willing to allow to happen.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And I am actually a transplant. So I grew up in Massachusetts, forgive me. But I've lived in New Hampshire for a long time myself. But I think that the way that the way that you just expressed that is truly the heart of the North Country. So thank you.
Well, thank you for having me down.
Anytime. And you'll have to come and give us an update if there's anything to be shared.
Well, I watch the land records every day to see if anything's going on, and I will certainly keep you posted.
Okay, well, we're on his short list, so we're gonna know if anything happens up there. Thank you, and that will be all today for our North Country update on PSNH's antics.
Thanks, Heather. Thanks, George.
Thank you.